Hello and welcome to my channel, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be talking about drugs. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. My youngest son's channel, He Needs Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive in. It's been widely reported how dangerous the synthetic opiate fentanyl can be. Now there's a new set of drugs popping up in Illinois, more deadly than fentanyl. Experts warn it could become the next big drug crisis. The drugs in question are Exciline, a strong animal tranquilizer, and Nutrazine, a synthetic opiate similar to fentanyl. It's out there and it's in every neighborhood, Kurt Dinah said. Dinah's adult son, Mike, died after taking Exciline laced with fentanyl that he bought on the street. Since then, Diana has learned all he can about fentanyl and other synthetic opiates, sharing that knowledge in hopes that no other family experiences what he did. In Cook County, Nitrazine played a role in 141 deaths, versus 531 for Xanazine since 2019, according to data reviewed by WGN Investigates. The numbers are still lower than the number of fentanyl-related deaths during that span, but experts warn that could shift in the coming years. We are so super fixated on fentanyl that Exciline walked right through the door, said Paul Tyler Ward of the nonprofit Chicago Recovery Alliance. DuPage County Coroner Richard Jorgensen has seen this pattern before. In 2014, most drug-related deaths he saw involved heroin. Then fentanyl took over. Within a year, it was mainly all fentanyl. Jorgensen said, now in 2023, we hardly see heroin at all. It's not even an important drug anymore. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Exciline is not approved for use in people and can be especially dangerous when combined with opiates like fentanyl. The drug has been declared an emerging threat, and the White House last year released a national response plan to help deal with an increasing number of overdoses from fentanyl mixed with Exciline. As for Nitrazine, the Drug Enforcement Agency has said it's increasingly being mixed with other drugs to make the drugs more potent and cheaper to produce. But the DEA said that comes at a major cost. The drug can and has caused deadly overdoses in people who have no idea they're taking it.
It has the potential to become the next drug crisis, a synthetic opioid that's already hitting cities across the country.
In tonight's WGN Investigates, Laura Stuarte breaks down this new war on drugs.
Well, by now, you've probably heard how deadly fentanyl can be. It's killed tens of thousands of people in less than a decade. Well, now there's a set of drugs even more powerful than that. Many agencies, including the Drug Enforcement Administration and local officials, are watching them crop up in Illinois. At 28, Mike Diana had an entire life ahead of him.
What a great father Mike was. Loving, doting father. Alex was the love of his life. They were great together.
The father of a toddler with a demanding sales job and debilitating anxiety was prescribed Xanax.
He eventually bought Xanax off the street, and it was, unbeknownst to him, it was laced with fentanyl.
Mike died exactly 3 years ago this month. His death considered a drug-induced homicide, but no one was ever arrested.
It's out there, and it's in every neighborhood.
Since Mike's death, his father has learned all about fentanyl. The powerful synthetic drug has killed thousands and slid its way through the U.S. Now, Americans are buckling up for a set of other drugs that are even more powerful.
We were so hyper-fixated on fentanyl, xylazine walked right through the door.
Xylazine is one of 2 drugs linked to death since the pandemic. It's a strong animal tranquilizer. The second is nitazine, a synthetic opioid at least 20 times more powerful than fentanyl.
Take a little bit of a sample.
My job is more so to make sure that people know what they're using when they do use those drugs. Benzodiazepines, the xylazine test strips.
Chicago's Recovery Alliance, tucked away on the south side, receives samples daily from users who want to test their drugs.
These are our test strips that we utilize. These ones are our fentanyl. These are for benzodiazepines. So hopefully in the next few months we will have cases like this of the nitazine test strips to distribute.
It's important because deaths linked to those drugs are adding up and could go even higher in the next year. WGN Investigates pulled data from Cook County's medical examiner's office. Since 2019, toxicology reports show some form of nitazine in 141 deaths. Numbers are even higher for xylazine, with 531 cases reported to contain the drug. Remember, that's in Cook County alone.
In Peoria, as well as Springfield, we've had samples that contain no fentanyl at all, but contain equal amounts of metonitazine or protonitazine, which unfortunately have led to overdoses.
The DuPage County coroner has seen a similar pattern before. In 2014, heroin was his main concern until fentanyl took over.
And then within a year, it was mainly all
What?
fentanyl.
Mom was only looking because you're the one acting like a dog. Looking out the window and looking at me and looking back at the window like something's actually going fucking
anymore because it's
on out there. Someone's stealing our shit.
Each time, the drugs or the mixture of drugs becoming more powerful and deadly. So it could be one pill that somebody took that has a string of different drugs mixed into it.
Correct. It is so common to see that it has to be something at the dealer level.
The long list of drugs in a single dose aren't just dangerous, but daunting for law enforcement looking to make arrests.
Where did they get back to a certain dealer? It makes it really difficult.
Difficult on every level. And as we begin to learn about their impact, many families affected hope Chicagoans will pay attention.
100% committed. This is the worst thing that could happen to a person, to lose a child, right? We all know that. I'll do whatever it takes so nobody else has to go through this.
And cities across the country have pushed for more overdose treatment medicines like Narcan, which can reverse a fentanyl overdose. The problem is, with new drugs coming into the market, Narcan may not work the way it was intended. Coming up in the Medical Watch, Dina Baer continues our coverage. She looks at the effects nitazines have on the body and... Introducing the all-new